United States at that time. It's moving from government sponsorship to private sponsorship. You're seeing the emergence of large corporate laboratories and so forth, and they wanted to take advantage of that change and use that as a way of changing the whole way that North Carolina constructed and operated its economy. What were the assets? They had three very good assets. Duke, North Carolina State, and the University of North Carolina, all respectable research universities, different characteristics, but they were their way forward to change, in this particular case, that economy at that point in time. They also had a very strong business community that recognized that for the business community, for the economy to continue to grow in the Raleigh-Durham area, they had to change the way that they were doing business. And then finally, they had some good leadership in the state legislature. Scale. This is, if you will, an enormous operation. Almost 7,000 acres, 20 million square feet have been developed to date, and started actually with a very modest investment of about $1.5 million, and half that was used to create a nonprofit research center to show that research could in fact be done in North Carolina. Today, we've got 37,000 employees, relatively large organizations, 136 companies, 37,000 employees. That's a lot of people per establishment. You probably could not do that today in this particular venue in terms of creating that size of research establishment, that number of large research establishments. So we have to think of a different way to get the kind of impact. This took place over a long period of time. I'll call your attention to the first milestone, 1959. That's really when they bought the land, established the Research Triangle Institute, and take you all the way down to 1974, when it finally started to become a solvent operation. And obviously, we've got almost 60 years, or actually, we do have 60 years going on today, and their job today is to figure out how they reinvent themselves one more time to sustain themselves for the next 50 years. What was important there? Well, key element of their strategy was to bring in large research and development operations, both public, in terms of federal agencies, and private. And that was the way they got the critical mass established to build on in this particular instance. Next. Let's move quickly to the Centennial Campus of North Carolina State University. And what's important here is to start to look at how people have looked at academic institutions as a starting point for leveraging and building economic development strategies, and then more particularly to see sort of how they executed that in this particular instance. So, what was happening? Basically, what was happening was you had a landlocked public university. They knew they needed more space in order to build principally the science and engineering side of North Carolina State University. Build the facilities they needed to be nationally competitive. And fortunately, there was some land available next door. They're building. You'll see in a little bit how this worked. So, not the same scale as Research Triangle Park, but still a very substantial undertaking. They have about 7,000 employees within the campus today. They're hoping eventually to have it will be a mixed-use development, and they're hoping eventually for 35,000 population there. So basically, they're trying to create a city roughly the size of Holyoke, and their expected investment is well over $500 million. Thanks. So, how have they gone about it? Well, again, in somewhat borrowing from the Research Triangle Park model, they figured out how to create a critical mass of research, of business, and of if you will, public investors to come and locate within the boundaries of the Centennial Campus. So you've got roughly half the number of organizations that today are located at Research Triangle Park, and they're building building a whole new campus. They're building it around the premise that academic research in close proximity to industry is a way of building, attracting people to begin with, and then building a new economy. What you see here are some of the companies, and Cisco is on here. Is what I think probably the takeaway here is there are a number of different industrial organizations that are located on campus, not just one theme, if you will, but this spectrum of ag, bio, IT, and so forth. And then you'll also see a flavor for some of the public purpose organizations that they've been able to attract and locate on this campus. Next slide. What's useful here, the top part of this is the original North Carolina State campus. The bottom part is the Centennial campus. And you get a flavor for, if you will, to some extent, what the amenities are that they're bringing to the table in order to create this new community based on an academic environment. I think the golf course exists, the lake exists. The darker buildings that you see up here, you see two shades. The darker buildings are the ones that exist today. And this was started, I think, 1984. All the gray buildings are yet to come. And I'll just point out one location. I think you'll hear about Ranks in a moment. Their office is someplace immersed in one of those buildings. So give you an idea of sort of the scale. Renson. This is North Carolina's high performance computing center. The reason it was created was, to a certain extent, much the same reason that partner institutions have come together here. They wanted to be able to create a critical mass of computing capacity that was greater than any one institution could develop itself, and that in turn would allow them to go after larger and larger projects. So there are a number of different motivations. That's one of the things that we expect is going to motivate the academic consortium that's created in GHBCC. They also wanted to do this in a way that would extend the capacity to utilize high-performance computing throughout the state of North Carolina. So there's a physical entity with actually 2 or 3 supercomputers inside it, but they have satellites all around community colleges, the state college system throughout North Carolina, what they refer to as engagement centers. One of those engagement centers was a few offices in one of those buildings at the North Carolina State Campus. They do a fair amount of in-house work within Renson. They provide services to the state. The state is a partner in this particular instance, and they're providing supercomputing capacity to the state of North Carolina for a variety of public purposes. What's the employment in one of these kinds of activities? This has got a fairly large research and development staff in-house, 63 people. So it's a way of saying this is not in and of itself a large employer. But what does it do? It leverages the research capacity of major institutions throughout the state of North Carolina, and provides the capacity to attract additional funds in the center and in the universities throughout the state. There is no single research focus for this center. I think that's, again, something that you'll see replicated in the HBCC here. It spans the variety that Jim was speaking